This is a Fox News alert. 9 days after A&E suspended Duck Dynasty patriarch Phil Robertson for comments they didn't like, the network caved, announcing just moments ago they will resume filming the series with Phil this spring. And I'm reading from a statement that was just released, quoting A&E. So after discussions with the Robertson family, as well as consulting with numerous advocacy groups, A&E has decided to resume filming Duck Dynasty later this spring with the entire Robertson family. So let's bring it around. Kimberly, start with you.
Yeah.
Free market at work, I would say. Capitalism.
As you have said, yes, this is the free market at work, and this is people's religious beliefs and expressing them, you know, and they took a strong position. They didn't back down. I think A&E, we said that this was going to happen. I think they didn't really have a choice. They kind of jumped the gun on this one, and there was a tremendous amount of backlash. But that's what's great about this country. People have different viewpoints and opinions, and this is a family of faith, and they stuck by their faith.
Bobby, the line that sticks out to me, and it's a fairly long press release, it says, after consulting with numerous advocacy groups. What do you think that means?
Well, first of all, you know, a couple of the gay advocacy groups they interviewed right after this did not show as much emotion about this as people had expected. That's one. But two, this is, frankly, not a very good public relations spin on their part. They say that after consulting with him and then after listening to Phil say he didn't want to promote hate, blah, blah, blah. The fact of the matter is they got inundated with people who wanted them to put this thing back on. You're right about the free market, but when they say that's not their core values is profits, clearly. It has nothing to do with the values they're talking about.
Well, when you say, you mean A&E's core values.
A&E, yeah. I mean, don't try to hide yourself behind values.
No, I mean, but the Robertson core values, I mean, they pray after every show, towards the end of every show. That had to have a lot to do with it.
One of the things that they write in their statement is that is why we reacted so quickly and strongly to a recent interview. But that can't possibly be true, because in a long lead interview with a major monthly magazine, they would presumably they'd known about it before they let it get out of control. I think it's not a shock that they're going to continue filming. I think that's good. And the other thing they say is that they will use this moment to launch a national public service campaign promoting unity, tolerance, and acceptance among all people, including, presumably, people of faith like the Robertsons, I guess.
Angie, let me get Angie.
Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. It says, our core values are centered around creativity, inclusion, and a mutual respect. Is that why A&E tried to get them to stop praying and saying Jesus in their show? It's a bunch of baloney. If you look at this, it's about profit, profit, profit. But even more than that, it's not about money. The fact that A&E tried to silence them even before this scandal shows that they have different political beliefs. It's bigger than money. They don't want them praying. They don't want them talking about Jesus. They don't get that talking about Jesus actually is profitable and what made them profitable.
Right, let's take a look at them, at the family praying at the end of their shows. Take a look.
All right, y'all bow. Father, thank you for another good day on planet Earth. Thank you for these fish you provided for us. Thank you for your love, your mercy. It's through him I pray. Amen.
All right, bring it around very quickly to your point right there.
Yeah, I mean, this is why this statement is just a bunch of nonsense. We've seen and we've read the stories about, before this entire thing, A&E trying to tweak the Duck Dynasty to make them fit into their religious beliefs or, you know, to conform to their political beliefs. And the Duck Dynasty wouldn't do it. And so that's why when they talk about mutual respect, they haven't been respectful of their views to begin with.
I love it that the great American family today is the Duck Dynasty. I think it's great for them. I also think that if you haven't watched the show, don't think that it's just all about religion. The show is a lot about fun and raising children and having relationships and dealing with crazy family members. There's a lot more to it than the prayer at the
Losing
end.
your wedding ring and beavers in the sink. That was one episode I saw.
Well, you know, the thing that strikes me about this whole thing is, I mean, I think Phil was genuinely surprised by the reaction that he got. I mean, I think this is the way this guy had lived. That doesn't excuse. I still think the language was coarse, and he admitted it was coarse and it was wrong.
Yeah.
But at least he admitted it. And I think A&E here is just playing everybody a game here, and nobody's buying it. A&E, why don't you just come out and say you blew it, and now you're back to make some money?
I think that as press releases go, when you make a mistake, it's not too shabby. Talk about surprise. I think A&E was surprised at the backlash they received from people across the country. Also, this one is probably had a lot to do with it. I text back and forth with Willie Robertson all the time, good friend. I'm pretty sure.
Worst name dropper.
I know.
Yeah, you are.
But I'm pretty sure part of what went into that decision was when the family said we stick by Phil. When they said they stick by Phil, A&E's got to go.
Do you think Will is the fastest 7 minutes in?
We blew out the fastest 7 minutes.
No,
We did.
Sorry, let me just text.
On a serious note, I think Dana's right.
Dana, are you going to text George Bush?
No.
That movie was I mean, that storyline for that entire series is full of every kind of conceivable life issue.
Yeah.
And the part of the religious part is relatively small when you think about it, except that it is about I mean, some of these things that happen to some of these kids on this show. I mean, I remember when Phil took out his granddaughter to get a prom dress, and he got real upset because it was too short.
That happens. That's That's why it's reality TV.
Happened to
Right?
me.
Happened to you?
It's about
my
family.
daughter brought her first dress. I said no.
Oh my God.
I remember that.
But it's about families. You can think back about. I remember when I got my first prom dress with my dad. It was very long.
I bet.
Covered everything.
We got to go. We're going to leave it there. The breaking news, A&E has decided to continue filming Duck Dynasty episodes going forward
With Phil.
with Phil Robertson. All right.